When your cat looks at you, do you know what they actually see? Most people assume their cat sees an owner, maybe their favorite person, the one who fills the food bowl and opens the door. But the truth is a little stranger, and once you hear it, it changes the way you understand almost every interaction you've ever had with your cat. Your cat has never once looked at you and thought, "That's a human." In their mind, that category doesn't and really exist. Instead, they see something else entirely, something that feels familiar to them in a way most people never realize. And when you understand what that is, and suddenly all those confusing little behaviors your cat shows every day start to make a lot more sense. The first thing you need to understand is that your cat likely sees you as a very large cat, not a person, not a master, just a huge, slightly awkward member of their social group. That might sound ridiculous at first, but years of animal behavior research suggest that cats never developed a special category for humans the way dogs did. Dogs evolved alongside us to read our expressions and follow commands. Cats took a very different path. Instead of adapting their social structure specifically for humans, they mostly kept the same behaviors they use with other cats and simply applied them to us. So when your cat rubs their face against your leg and curls up beside you or slowly blinks at you across the room, they are not performing some unique human bonding ritual. They are doing exactly what they would do with another cat. They trust with, and if you stop and think about that for a moment, it's actually a huge compliment. Your cat isn't treating you like a strange creature that feeds them. They're treating you like part of their colony. To a cat, social groups are built on familiarity, scent, and comfort. When they choose to include you in that group, it means they see you as one of their own. A big, hairless, slightly clumsy cat who somehow never learned to hunt properly. But still, one of them. If you've ever wondered why your cat doesn't greet you the way a dog does, this is a big part of the reason. Dogs evolved to show exaggerated excitement when their humans return home. Cats didn't evolve with that expectation. When a cat greets another cat they trust, it's usually quiet. Maybe a tail raised in the air, a soft head bump, a slow blink, subtle signals. So when your cat walks up to you, brushes your leg once, and then calmly walks away, they're not being indifferent. In their world, that is a completely normal greeting between friends. And speaking of hunting, there's something else cats sometimes do that confuses people even more. That moment when your cat drops a toy, a bug, or sometimes even a dead mouse right at your feet. Most people react with a mix of horror and confusion. Why would a cat do that? But from your cat's perspective, that moment might actually be one of the kindest things they ever do for you. In the wild, mother cats teach their kittens how to hunt by bringing prey back to the nest. At first it's dead, later it's injured but alive, giving the kittens a chance to practice catching it themselves. It's a step-by-step training process that helps young cats learn survival skills. Now imagine what your cat sees when they watch you all day. You don't chase anything. You don't stalk prey. You walk to a noisy cold box, pull out food, and somehow that counts as eating. From a cat's perspective, your survival strategy looks extremely questionable. So sometimes they try to help. They bring you something to practice with. It might be a toy mouse, a bug, or something they caught outside. In their mind, they are offering a lesson. Here, try this. You clearly need the practice. It sounds funny, but that instinct runs deep. Your cat may genuinely believe they are helping you become a better hunter. Of course, sometimes it's simply an invitation to play. Many indoor cats will drop a toy at your feet and stare at you expectantly, waiting for you to throw it or move it so they can chase it again. My own cat once decided that a plastic bottle cap was the most important object in the house. Every evening he would bring it to me, drop it near my foot, and sit there staring, like we had an appointment scheduled. The moment I flicked it across the floor, he would sprint after it like it was the most serious hunt of his life. And if your cat has ever done something like that, I'd actually love to hear about it. Seriously, leave a comment and tell me the weirdest gift your cat has ever brought you. Those little stories are always fascinating, and they remind us just how strange and wonderful cats can be. And if you enjoy learning the hidden reasons behind behaviors like this, consider subscribing. Not in a pushy way, just in the sense that there's so many misunderstood things about cats that suddenly make sense once you see the world from their perspective. Now here's something even stranger. Your cat probably doesn't recognize your face the way you recognize theirs. Humans rely heavily on facial detail to identify one another. Cats don't. Their vision works very differently. Anything very close to their face is actually blurry, and their overall visual clarity is much softer than ours. Imagine looking at the world through a constant, gentle blur filter. Shapes and movement stand out clearly, but fine details don't. So when you lean right into your cat's face and talk to them, they're not studying your expression the way you might think. And what they notice instead is how you move, the sound of your voice, the scent you carry. And those signals are far more important to them than visual detail. Your cat doesn't mold a mental photograph of you. They hold a pattern of sensations, the way your footsteps sound, the rhythm of your breathing when you sit down, the scent that tells them you're nearby even before they see you. That's also why cats are incredible at detecting movement, and their eyes evolved for hunting small prey that moves quickly. Even the tiniest twitch of your fingers can grab their attention instantly. But if you hold a treat right in front of their nose without moving it, sometimes they seem to struggle to find it. They're not being stubborn. They genuinely rely on smell and motion more than visual sharpness at that distance. And then there's the sound. Every cat owner knows well the meow. Here's something surprising about it. Adult cats almost never meow at each other. It's simply not part of their normal communication. Instead, they rely on body language, scent signals, and subtle vocalizations like hissing or chirping. Meowing is primarily something kittens do to get their mother's attention. But when cats start living with humans, something fascinating happens. They notice that humans are not very good at reading cat body language. We miss the tail flicks, we ignore the slow blinks, and we don't always understand the quiet signals they use with other cats. So cats adapt. They keep using the sound that worked when they were babies, the meow, because it reliably gets our attention. Over time, many cats even develop different types of meows for different situations. One sound for food, another for attention, another for the door. Some cats have an entire vocabulary that only their owner really understands. It becomes a private language between the two of you. And if you've ever had a moment where your cat meows in a very specific way and you instantly know what they want, that's exactly what's happening. It's communication that evolved specifically for your relationship. Actually, while we're talking about this, I'm curious about something. When your cat meows at you, do you usually know what they're asking for? Food, attention, the door, something else? I always find it fascinating how different every cat's language can be. So feel free to share that too. But perhaps the most surprising thing researchers have discovered about cats isn't about hunting, vision, or communication. It's about attachment. For many years, people believed cats were mostly independent and emotionally distant compared to dogs. But more recent research has started to challenge that idea in a big way. In one well-known study, researchers placed cats in an unfamiliar room with their owner, then had the owner leave for a short time before returning. The goal was to observe how the cats responded. What they found was remarkable. A large percentage of the cats displayed what psychologists call a secure attachment style. When their owner returned, the cats visibly relaxed. Their stress signals dropped. They became more willing to explore the room again. In other words, the presence of their human helped regulate their sense of safety, and that's the same attachment pattern seen in human babies with their parents. The same basic emotional wiring. It suggests that when your cat chooses to stay near you, follow you from room to room, or curl up beside you while you rest. It isn't just about warmth or food. Your presence itself is calming to them. Which brings us back to the idea we started with. Your cat doesn't see you as a human. In their mind, you are something closer to a giant member of their social group, a familiar creature whose scent, voice, and presence signal safety, someone who belongs to their world. And if you've ever had one of those quiet moments where your cat curls up next to you and just completely relaxes, eyes half closed, breathing slow, that's not a small thing. That's trust at the deepest level a cat can offer. If you've made it this far in the video, I just want to say something honestly for a second. The fact that you care enough about your cat to learn how they see the world already says a lot about you as a pet owner. If content like this helps you understand your cat a little better, you're always welcome to stick around here. Subscribing is completely up to you, of course, but the goal is simply to help more people see their cats not as mysterious little roommates, but as animals with a rich emotional world we're still learning to understand. Because at the end of the day, to your cat, you are not just the person who fills the food bowl. You are not just the one who opens doors and turns on lights in the strange, quiet way cats experience the world. You are something much simpler and much more meaningful. You are family,